All right. Thursday, 4:20 p.m. Eastern. That means it's time for office hours, AROYA's weekly session for cultivators to hear from the experts and talk to each other about what they're seeing with their grows. My name is Kaisha. I'm your co-moderator coming at you from what? Pullman, Washington. And I'm not the only one. Welcome back from vacation, Mandy.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Kaisha. Hey, everyone. So psyched to be here in person for episode 38. Can you guys believe it? We're also going live over on YouTube pretty soon. So I'll be monitoring for those questions as they roll in. Just a couple of reminders to check out our Instagram and our TikTok. Make sure you're following us over there for all new content. So we have a bunch of questions that came in, so I'll just go ahead and pass it back to the team in the podcast room.
Yay. Thanks, Mandy. As always, if you're live with us here, we have a question. Type it in the chat at any time. If it gets picked, we'll go ahead and ask it for you. We're also fielding questions from YouTube Live, as Mandy told you. And don't forget to like and subscribe while you're there. If you're first-time question asker, drop your email address in the chat. We'll enter you in a drawing to win some limited edition AROYA swag like what you see here today. Seth and Jason. What's up, guys? How are you?
Good.
Good to see you in person. This is weird, but in a really, really good way. All right. Are you ready for our first question from Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay. It comes from Calicory Randy. They wrote in, struggling to hit runoff percentage in P1, and they're looking for the best strategy to increase shot duration, number of shots, or both. That's what the question is.
Yeah. So typically the way I would approach that, if I'm trying to increase how much I'm applying in P1, I first start with obviously too, this depends on whether you're in generative or vegetative, but I would for sure start with increasing my shot volume before jumping to an increase in number of shots. But if you hit that point where, in cocoa, we're looking at up to 10%, rockwool usually up to 6-7. At a certain point, that shot becomes so big that we'll actually push runoff before we hit field capacity. So that's why we're breaking it up into, 3, 4, 5 smaller shots rather than one big one.
Yeah. Anything to add to that, Jason? Look at that. Seth got it down. Sweet. All right. Let's move on to the next one. Thank you for that question, Calicory Randy. All right. Bigsby is asking also along the lines of P1. P1 irrigation shot size. Cocoa versus rockwool. More smaller shots in rockwool versus less larger shots in cocoa. That is all they posted.
It kind of follows with the last one, Typically cocoa, it depends on the chop, depends on the mix, can take a bit larger shot size than rockwool before creating that early runoff. So, what we're looking at seeing is in generative up to a 5, 6, 7, typically in rockwool, 8 to 10 in cocoa is about as big as we go. Like I said, after that, if you go out and actually watch your plants water, you're going to see runoff before your volumetric water content actually hits field capacity.
Yeah, a little bit of this is actually going to depend on how old the plant is, how much root bound is in that substrate. Obviously, when we think about how much material is actually in the root zone, when we start to get later in flower, there's a lot of roots in there, especially if we're in an appropriate sized media. We're taking advantage of pretty much every inch or every cubic volume of that substrate.
Yeah, that's a good point, Jason. Compared to, ripening, compared to early flower generative, when I said 10, we might be looking at more like a 4 or 5, if we've got a really root-bound plant. That's a great thing to bring up. And if you want to visualize it, it totally makes sense if you pull it out of that pot and you see there's almost no cocoa left at the end of that run. Those are always fun.
And, I think, traditionally we always think about being root bound as a bad thing for the plant, like we're choking out the roots. And sure, if you're getting way too root bound, you can start to do that. But in this industry where we're running hydroponics, we don't necessarily need the root zone for volume. We just want to create somewhere where we can get nutrients, something for infrastructure for those roots. So most of the time, I'm not too concerned about getting root bound, but definitely, if your substrate's too small, you're more likely to have issues with crop stirring as far as being able to stay enough irrigation in the substrate when you're running generative, just the P1s.
Yeah. And, some of that too will come back to like deciding what you want to do with your substrate size. Are you a person that likes to veg my plants up more and top them back before I go in, or am I going to veg as little as possible? And then just decide which battle you want to pick more. Are you going to be battling root binding more? Or are you going to be battling, okay, now I might have to grow more plants because they're a little smaller and vegging them quicker.
Choosing that battle, right? The life of a cultivator. All right, we're going to move on to EC. We've gotten a couple questions on that. French Flair wrote in, they had a question about electrical conductivity. What is the difference between runoff EC and substrate EC?
Sure. So we'll just start off with the physical difference. Obviously, runoff EC is when we're got a catch cup underneath the substrate or multiple substrates if we're trying to get an average over a few plants. Using typically just a in solution TDS probe for electrical conductivity of the nutrients in that runoff. It's a great time to check for pH too. When we're looking at substrate EC, that's usually something that's a little bit more complex. There's a lot less sensors on the market in order to do that. Obviously, our Terrace 12's got the 3 prongs, so we're going right into the side of the substrate. Typically, the reference of the 2 values is going to depend on how much runoff you have and how long you're catching that. So if we look at right off the bat, sometimes we'll see that that runoff EC a little bit higher than the substrate EC as it's pushing some of the concentrated nutrients out of the bottom of the plant. And then usually, later through runoff, we'll actually see the runoff EC being lower than the substrate EC. So they're both good values. I like substrate EC because we're looking at its time series data chart. And so we can see the dynamics when we are irrigating, especially if we're doing, 12, 15 shots a day through some of the vegetative steering techniques. You get an idea of, all right, when we apply this big a shot, it changes my substrate EC to this amount. And one thing also to think about in the substrate is there is variation of water content and EC throughout there. That's why it's really important to use our Terrace 12 installation template tools, because we've done quite a bit of testing on where in the substrate we can get the best measurement.
Yeah, and I think you nailed it, Jason. The time series data is what's really important there. With runoff EC, all we're getting is that little snippet. And really, if we wanted to compare that to how we were going to approach this and say a soil analytics lab or something, getting that number using, a diluted nutrient solution is not going to give us a very accurate result, right? Like you or I would probably want to use deionized water, go in and say, what's actually coming out? That's a good analytical sample. Well, that's not practical in production. So we want to see, not just that lowest point of EC at full saturation, but we want to see that range. If we're trying to push drybacks and also push a little higher EC, if I can't see that actual range, what my highest point in EC is, I might think I've got a nutrient deficiency. I might chase all kinds of other problems that might just be because I'm over drying a few percent.
Yep. Yeah, you're exactly right. And kind of one of the practices that we usually recommend for people that have just gotten their AROYA system is continue to use both, since you're used to doing that runoff data, and log it in the system in AROYA right next to your EC. So put the time in when you captured that information, and put the value in, and then you can compare that into your substrate EC and say, hey, now that I have a lot more resolution to my data, this is how it compares to how I had been doing it. And typically by the end of a run or maybe 2 runs, you can transfer away, save some labor, and stop taking runoff readings, and just get used to trusting your substrate sensors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and here's another reality too. Unless you're running the same strain with the same media and the same nutrients for time immemorium, you do want to go out and take runoff samples to look at your pH, especially when you're dialing a new strain. So it's one of those just, best gardening practices to be out there collecting that data and then learning how to compare it and learning which values should concern you, what shouldn't. Like if I'm taking runoff samples and I look at ppm, I'm not going to say I totally ignore that, but unless I see something crazy, unbelievable, 5,000 plus or something on the ppm scale, I'm not really going to look that hard at it. And I'm going to say what's going on in the root zone. And then if those 2 things don't, come close to lining up during runoff, all right, maybe I might go take my solace and check some other pots. Am I stabbed into an abnormal pot? The first thing to always do is trust that the sensor is not lying to you. But the reasons that you might think it could be lying are sometimes pretty simple. Dry pocket, you're hitting a salty pocket in the block. I mean, these are pretty precise instruments. And I would say, just having a background in using a lot of scientific instruments, we have probably the most simple installation protocol of just about any kind of precise instrument on the market. And it's not entirely easy to mess up, but you also count on human error every once in a while as well.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of just, when we're thinking about in application, how are some of the best ways to log this? Well, definitely use your manual readings on your AROYA mobile app. It's super easy. You just it can be stayed logged in. Just hit the app button, and then there's a little plus in the bottom left, and it's going to snap those manual readings. So just get those put in there. Another thing to kind of keep in mind is, like how I started this question was talking about how many plants are we capturing, right? The sample size. So if we are doing it by strain, are we picking enough samples to represent what's going on in that area? If you have good drain systems where you've got like a trap, that's a great spot to put in a time series, an ES2, and start kind of getting an idea of, all right, when I look at the entire population, the systematic EC of the runoff, have that against the system compared to your input EC and your substrate ECs.
I gotta say, it's really cool to experience the nuggets of wisdom being dropped in person in real time. Extremely excited to be here. Okay. So thank you so much for that question. One of our live attendees he raised his hand here. Johnny, can you unmute yourself and ask your question? We can't hear you, Johnny. So Johnny, do us a favor. If you could just type your question in the chat, I'm going to go ahead and speak to it. In the meantime, let me go ahead and take Michael's question here. Michael wants to know, what EC and PPF would you recommend running moms? Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say,
sorry.
make sure you weren't doing something. Yeah. Typically a 2 to 3 EC and at least 600 ppfd. I mean, you don't want your clones to be incredibly stretched out. We want robust, well hardened off clones. So pretty similar to coming out of veg. Not encouraging you to put your moms right next to your output bench on your bedroom, but we're not looking at anything terribly special. And honestly, probably one of the biggest things to look at is how much internode space you're getting on your clones. And then, looking at your training strategies and, okay, do we need to up light intensity to shorten that internode space? Do we want to up light intensity to get a little faster growth? Personally, I like running them at a little higher light intensity because that means the clones I'm pulling off of those can take more light. They're a little more hardened off. They have a higher chlorophyll content, more chloroplasts in their individual cells. That's what I want to do typically.
Yeah, just to add to that, when we're talking about some of those parameters, also keep in mind the CO2 impact in there. You definitely want to be running supplemental CO2 with your moms. It's going to be absolutely worth it when we look at your cutting health and the cutting count that you can get off those moms. They're going to grow nice and fast. So as always, just kind of a rule of thumb. It's not exact. There's lots of charts up there that tell you relationship between the appropriate CO2 ppm levels and the amount of ppfd that you're putting into there with light. And but usually, I talk about having, what was it, CO2 about 200 points off of your ppfd.
Yep, ppfd plus 200 to 250, and that's usually a nice cushion. And luckily so far CO2 usually isn't that expensive, so that 200 ppm isn't going to break the bank.
Well, when we think about improving processes, if we are getting a fast start, it's going to translate all the way throughout that plant life cycle. I definitely think that cloning is an area where SOPs are extremely important. If you can keep a similar cloning staff that is used to the way that you're doing it, you're going to have much less problems down the road. And as we know, if you do run into problems, they're way easier to correct when these plants are younger.
Michael, thank you so much for your question. Good to see you. Glad you joined us today. All right, Johnny, thank you for typing your question in the chat here. Here's Johnny's question. I'm asking about foxtailing. Why does it happen? What can we do to mitigate? Is there any way to help control via crop steering or more so a strain nutrient issue? Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, so typically when I've seen foxtailing in the past, it's generally a heat-related issue. And what that is certain strains, it's just a genetic trait, right? In the presence of high heat, they will stretch out and produce foxtails. That's to help dissipate heat within the plant. That's why we see, if we look back at some like landrace varieties from equatorial areas, a lot of times they don't have little tight nugs like we like. They're pretty blown out and foxtaily. Typically, it's a heat problem combined with that genetic trigger. So if a strain's going to do it and you run that thing above 85 to 90 degrees, you're most likely going to get some foxtailing. And a big place I actually see it is when people are really trying to crank that PPFD with their HID lights. As they're starting to lower that, sometimes those top colas, top layer nugs will start to see some foxtailing, because if you take your thermometer and go shine it at it, your room might be 77, but that top nug just a foot under the light might be like 95.
Yeah, this is where, tracking your crop recipes is so important. If you can detail a harvest group and be like, well, we saw foxtailing in 2 out of the 3 strains in this room. Well, now we know that the one strain is probably better suited for how you ran that environment and some of those irrigation parameters. And the answer of mitigating with crop steering, absolutely. When we talk about crop steering in here, a lot of times we are focused on irrigation, just simply because it is a major factor, and we kind of are compounding on what's kind of known in environment about crop steering, but it's all of those parameters combined, right? And typically we want some type of balance between all of those. If we're running an extremely generative type of irrigation system, sometimes we want to be a little bit vegetative in our humidity and temperatures in those rooms. So just kind of keep in mind how all of those are playing on the plant physiology.
Yeah, absolutely. We're talking about a dynamic environment. If we want the drybacks, we need the VPD. If we want the VPD, we've got to have the environmental control to achieve it. So it's never just any of those one factors, such as irrigation or nutrients. That's for sure. And, on the foxtailing topic, one thing that I like to point out to people, and they're real concerned about it, unless you're trying to shove that top nug into a single jar, as long as the rest of the nug's fine, if you just got a few foxtails, usually that's an easy problem to trim out. And then, like Jason said, look at your holistic approach next time. And if you are seeing foxtails, honestly, one of the biggest things is have that patience to finish that run and look at the whole run day by day at the end of it. Don't look at what happened last week. Don't look at what happened yesterday. Look at what happened 2 months ago, and then everything in between. Because sometimes it's easy to miss, a big mistake just because you see all these little issues that are popping up and you're dealing with every day.
Take a bunch of pictures. If you can do a picture of each strain in the room every day, that's going to give you an idea of at what stage those things really started developing the wrong morphology that you ideally were shooting for. And sometimes it's, maybe in the last week, maybe it started doing that 3 weeks in, and that'll also help you identify some of the environmental or irrigation based parameters that led up to that response.
I love that. Just reminding everybody that your data is those metrics are valuable. Finding the trends and what's going on with your cultivation, being able to track it and being able to identify stuff. That's so cool. Okay. I've got another question from Instagram. Oh, wait, I think we had some shout outs from YouTube, right, Mandy?
Yeah, so we got a couple shout outs over on YouTube. Some people saying hey. We got some people from Hawaii giving us shout outs. That's from Greg. We have a couple of cultivators out in Oklahoma City. So yeah, just saying hi to you guys. If you have any questions, make sure you submit them, and I'll make sure I get them to the team.
Yeah, thanks, Mandy. Hey, what's up to everybody out there? So glad to have y'all on. All right, we're going to keep it moving. Berserker 1015 wrote in, what do you want the EC substrate to be at during harvest?
So we go over this quite a few times, and when we are looking at time series data, there can be a massive discrepancy in our irrigation, our substrate EC at irrigation versus just before irrigation, so at full dryback. And probably the biggest dynamics that we are going to see is at harvest. So if we've dropped our feed EC maybe to 3/4 or half strength nutrients, we could be going in at say 1.5 or 2 EC in the feed levels, and that substrate EC is going to drop down quite a bit when we irrigate with that a little slightly less nutrient-rich water than we're used to. The thing is we're pushing massive drybacks during this ripening phase because, one, we're trying to signal this plant to finish up as best as possible, and two, we have huge plants that are transpiring a lot. And so, we could see a range spike of, anywhere between, say, on the low end at 2, if you've got a lot of runoff, and at the high end, 15, 20. This is one stage where I don't necessarily get too worried about really high ECs because we're taking these plants down soon, and we're not going to necessarily risk any detrimental effects. It's going to depend on when you're taking that substrate EC during between irrigations.
Yeah, I think there's one big thing to remember about all this when you're looking at EC in the root zone is that interaction that salt water actually has with the plants. When we're talking about a nutrient solution, a big part of what we're talking about is osmotic stress on the plant. And not that we're always stressing the plant hard, but the plant has to adapt to that changing osmotic environment. So when we come into the end, there is no hard, fast rule on what EC we want to be at. Like Jason said, some plants might be up at that 14, 15. I've seen some that are finishing in 10 on the low end and 22, 23 on the upper end at the dry side. And guess what? They looked great. You know what happened though? That particular person got their EC up early on. They maintained a relatively high EC, and then they realized that if they were to drop that right out, they were really going to change that root zone environment, probably at the detriment to the plant's roots. So when we're talking about root zone EC, number one, tapering off feed like Jason was talking about, we do want to taper that down, but we don't want to drop it out. We don't want to hit 2 weeks before and just start flushing everything out of there. We want to gently bring that down if we're going to. And then also think about what you're actually putting in, I'm not going to name any specifically, but I do know a lot of people that will switch to a finishing product so that they can maintain EC in their feed, say at that 1.5 to 2.0, but they're pulling back nitrogen, they're pulling back other elements that they know the plant's not going to use during that time period. And there are products out there that do kind of give you a one-stop solution for that and make it easier rather than you trying to worry about, okay, do I pull out part A, what am I pulling out here to make sure I'm not messing it up? And if you're not going to take it super far, I would highly recommend just what Jason said, taper down your feed EC and slowly ride it out.
Yeah.
And I talked about this already here today. If you can document what worked well, that's going to get you so far ahead on each of these strains, and you won't be chasing your tail. Try not to modify too many variables. So if you see, hey, this nutrient level was good for this strain type during that run, well, then keep it there for a few runs and maybe try and play with something else that you're looking to optimize at your facility.
All right. I think we're moving over to YouTube. We got some questions over there, right, Mandy?
Yeah, we did have a couple questions roll in. John Simone wants to know, my plants had tight nugs until 3 weeks before harvest. Then they loosened up. I believe it was because I didn't know about crop steering. I was running 20% dry back. I increased dry back to 40%. And a little bit of clarification, I'm in 5-gallon cloth pots with cocoa perlite mix and 800-watt LEDs. Any advice?
It's hard to say, without having some detailed graphs of all the inputs and their relationship to your plants. I would probably, look at irrigation timing changes, runoffs, and nutrient concentrations to think about. That plant might be running a little bit more generative, a little bit more vegetative, and you didn't run your generative steering quite long enough. Obviously, if you didn't know about crop steering, then you're probably somewhere in the balance. If you're in 5-gallon soft pots, there's a chance you're also hand watering, and so kind of hard for us to just nail it down to one factor here.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I would have to guess that if you're using a perlite mix, you probably don't have a very high water holding capacity in your media, which means there's a good chance that you're not able to achieve a full 22-hour dry back in the day. That's been my experience in running, a 50-50 or a 30-70 perlite to cocoa mix. As you're moving forward and learning to grow with sensors and actually stop leaning on, like, let's say perlite as a crutch, there's a lot better possibility that you can run generatively at the end, because that would typically be a classic sign of we see this all the time with people running in the Hugos. They flip a plant too big, everything's going good. Then we get to that last 3 weeks and it's like, wow, if we go 2 hours without watering, we have pretty much a wilting plant. Mm-hmm. And I'm not there, so I can't know if that's exactly what you're experiencing, but it sounds a lot like that to me.
Yeah, he might just be on the other end of that. In a 5-gallon soft pot, we could be growing some seriously massive plants.
Yeah. Yeah, and one thing to remember too, if you have that high perlite concentration in there, even if we're not giving it a lot of water, we do have a bigger pore space. So we are able to introduce more oxygen into that root zone. So even though we're not pulsing it quite as much, in totality, we're putting more oxygen into the root zone, and that perlite's holding it there longer. So not intentional, but unintentionally vegetative.
Yeah, you'll have to let us know, John, if that answered your question. And yeah, stick with us so we can learn more about craft steering and we can get to the bottom of this. We also got a shout out from, I believe, the cultivator in Oklahoma City. Happy to be here. Been using AROYA for a year and it's very helpful. Great to hear.
Oh, we love to hear that. So welcome. So glad to have y'all here. All right, we're back to Instagram. Question from Kevin's Greens. How do you humidify your room without calcifying everything?
First best step would be run your humidifier water through your RO. So that's going to be probably the easiest factor to try and help out with that. And then also have high quality humidifier in there. So if you can use something that does vaporize that water as best as possible, it's less likely to build up any minerals on your surfaces.
Yep, a lot of growers will know if I joke about smaller bubbles in things. Smaller droplets are better, just like smaller bubbles at dispersing what we want to disperse here. And
then obviously it's always good to do a good room clean afterwards. Mm-hmm. So obviously, as usual, prevention is the best thing, but maintenance is usually what it's going to take. Yep. Hard water issues are never fun. That's for sure. I imagine if we're talking about this, you might have, some interesting irrigation issues and stuff that you deal with from time to time. And Jason said RO, as much as a lot of us don't want to pay for it, going back to a highly filtered water source sometimes is the easiest solution to dealing with, clogging equipment and hard water issues.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Thank you all for that answer. Keeping it moving here. Drunk Nomad 40 ounce wants to know, and great handle, by the way. They're looking for tips on how to control the 3-week stretch. Any thoughts on that, guys?
Generative steering.
Yep. Long drybacks, higher humidity. Not high humidity, but, we're looking at that 1.9 to 1.1, 1.2 VPD. That way we're not, you always want to think of the air like a person sucking up through a straw. If they're sucking really, really hard, suddenly we, get that nice empty sound at the bottom with the ice. Yeah. If we suck a little slower, we can draw that out.
It's a great analogy. Thank you. All right. Going to keep it going. And just a reminder to those of y'all who are on with us live, type your questions into the chat so we can get you to talk to the experts. This is the best chance. All right. King Green Beast, these handles, love them, wants to know what result differences have been recorded on 6% dryback versus 4% on P2 waterings. Any thoughts
as far as results recorded, I would say that the frequency of P2 waterings and their effects are highly strain dependent. So some strains that naturally grow more generatively, we can hit that with, say as many P2s as we want. And at that point, we're looking at more like a 1% dryback between P2s. If we're looking at 4 versus 6, the reality is not so much that 4 to 6% affects anything on the plant. It's about the time between the two irrigations. So we're talking about going 2/3 as long or the whole way if we're talking about 4 versus 6. And plant to plant, that's actually going to vary a lot in how it affects it. Like I said, some plants that grow more generatively, they're going to respond to this bulking by just swelling up. If we look at some plants that classically grow a lot more vegetatively, always talk about it, the classic diesels, some of the hazes, anything that we always thought was a sativa that ran 10 weeks. Typically what we're going to look at is we probably aren't going to hit those super hard with the P2s because we're not trying to get them to stretch up into the ceiling. Mm-hmm. We might run something like that generatively most of the way through just because, after a few times running it, tried bulking and we always suffer a quality loss. And then we're looking at a strain that, may not be worth your time to try to grow in your particular facility. Mm-hmm. If you're trying to plan a business, you've got to keep everything lined up so that you've got reliable income. If I'm switching from 8 weeks to 10 weeks to 9 weeks, different strains every time, and I'm making constant sacrifices for my other plants because I've got these finicky ones. Well, I'm leaving a lot on the table, and I've got to decide whether I want to, focus on that one strain that's really hard to grow because it doesn't play happy in the same room as the others, or throw that out and keep moving on. There's a whole world of genetics out there, and fortunately it just keeps getting better all the time. That's been my experience.
Yeah, and I absolutely agree with you on it may not make that big a difference between, say a 4% and 6%, especially considering the time spacing. What it might make a difference on is how you can operate your facility. Do you have appropriate pump sizing that you can time these irrigations correctly? Are your emitter sizes so that you can get those shots in there fast enough or slow enough in order to hit the timing across all your rooms and those sorts of things. So kind of probably more operationally focused than necessarily plant physiology when you're that close together.
Oh, yeah, certainly at a big facility, when we're talking about a pump that can only operate, let's say 2 zones at a time, and I've got 20 in that room, I've got to plan that into my planning. If it's not possible for me to start back over inside of that time period, then obviously we're not going to be able to do that. So we'll have to go to the 6 instead of the 4 sometimes. You're absolutely right, Jason.
Yeah, and if you're in a wonderful spot where you have the luxury to do whatever you want, keep track of your EC modulation. So look at that time series EC and decide, is the 4% or the 6% achieving me a little bit better dynamics with my nutrient content in the substrate?
Mm-hmm. Great. All right. Keeping it moving. Our next question from Instagram comes from Sergio JN12. They're looking for tips on growing in 6x6 rock wool. Any recommendations for that?
Grow them fast, keep them short.
The people I know that are still trying to rock that on a commercial level, some of them are getting back to like a 7 to 8 day veg, flipping them small. That way they can still finish the plant. My advice in that is I really hope you didn't buy too many of those. And I would look at investing in a little bit different rock wool media. Slabs aren't the only solution, but one thing to think about is that 6x6x6 has, only a 6x6 footprint. Most of our water is in the bottom 2 inches of that. That's why slabs are bigger on the bottom and we have that small block on top. So realize the limits of your media size, I guess, would be the biggest tip there.
If you've got like a 2 or 3 tier facility in each room where you don't have necessarily as much headspace as possible, sometimes 6x6 isn't a bad option simply because you're going to push more generatively throughout that plant cycle and try to optimize the shorter space that you have with the number of plants. Usually that means that, shorter veg times and definitely try and not run into a situation where you can't run generatively because you've run out of substrate capacity.
Yeah, it's important to know your facility and realize what you're actually going to be able to accomplish in there. If before you were growing in 3.5 gallon cocoa pots and growing 5-6 foot tall plants, and you want the same kind of plant density planting with Hugos, the 6x6x6s, your strategy is going to have to be vastly different. Everything's going to change all at once. And if you're not aware of those limitations that you put yourself into, you're going to have a really rough first run. If you can look at it and look at some of the parameters Jason was talking about, like instead of saying, how do I adapt this big or this rock wool block to my facility, it's more like, what's the optimum facility for this to be growing in? And is that me? And yeah, for like a lot of double tiered customers, for sure. If you're running double tier and you've got 4.5 feet of overhead space, well, yeah, you probably should be saving some money with your media, and then beyond that, we'll start looking at like, all right, plant counts and what, state to state, law to law. There's different facility designs that, work better from a financial standpoint. Mm-hmm. So there's no huge tips on that. Just know what you're doing. Know you're growing in a small pot. There we go.
That sounds like a pretty solid tip to me. All right. I think we've got a question from YouTube. What's going on over there, Mandy?
Hey guys. Yeah, we did get another question over on YouTube. LBC2OKC wants to know, do nighttime temperature drops or increases have major effects on plant stretching during the early flower generative stage?
That's a great question. I mean, it is going to be fairly strain dependent and how much of a nighttime temperature differential that you're pushing. It probably is going to have an effect on how much they're stretching or not stretching. Is it the only thing that's going to affect that? Absolutely not. We're looking at nutrient contents, irrigation numbers, light intensities, those are all factors that are going to have a huge play. Are you ramping your temperature differential? Are you hitting it as a one set point to lower set point on an instantaneous, if you will, transition? Those are all going to come into play. So I wish I could give you the exact answer or tell you how much it plays a part, but that's more variables than we can deal with.
Yeah, if everything else was given the same, we know that heat plays a role in plant metabolism and growth. So if we're slowing it down for part of the day, we can expect to see growth slowed. To me, the bigger question is, why would I want to slow that down? Because if I've got my veg down, I'm coming in with the appropriate plant size, I actually do want vigorous growth during that stretch. But when I say vigorous growth, I'm growing vigorously toward the morphology that I want, that I desired. So if we're feeling like, our plants are coming in too big at the end of stretch, we really should be looking at, all right, how are we treating those in veg coming in? What are we doing? And on that range, like that could go anywhere from like, are we low light intensity in veg? So we're stretching like crazy when we get in, there's a lot of factors to look at there besides just that temperature differential. Overall though, that's why we don't recommend running much of a differential during stretch. If you naturally have a couple degree swing just because, hey, the sun went down and I've got this retrofitted building that's not freezer panels, well, that's okay. Typically, though, we want to see that fairly stable. And another part of that, too, is, during stretch, we also kind of want to minimize that VPD ranging throughout the day. We want to keep that at a pretty steady rate. That way our drybacks are predictable, because at first during stretch, it's going to be hard to get that huge dryback. By week 3, sometimes we might be hitting that point where we're putting a maintenance shot on. So we want a really predictable environment, because if we can get through that first stretch, maintaining EC, not having to necessarily put on maintenance shots, we can really push it generatively and then also nail that transition into veg and set ourselves up for success there.
Yeah, that's a really good point that you have about the plant metabolism and using other factor variables to hit that, because definitely when we're in that stage of plant life, we want to be creating as much sugars and energy for storage in that plant as we possibly can, as fast as we can. And if there's something that we can do to minimize our internode spacing without modifying the temperature, that's probably a better course of action.
Awesome. Yeah, you'll have to let us know if you have any follow-ups to that question. We got a couple others over on YouTube. Marlon wants to know, can you guys talk about PGRs?
Plant growth regulators. So they're becoming more and more of a hot topic. I don't know about the legality of using all of them on different cannabis crops in the U.S. Personally, I don't really advocate for them. Mostly because it's just another thing to spray on your plants. We've got another humidity issue. And if you're at all familiar with actually using PGRs to manipulate plant growth, I would highly suggest you start doing tissue culture and start there and see what kind of effects you have. If I take a spray that is the wrong ratio of auxin to cytokinin or has jasmonic acid, we can go down the line of all these different PGR compounds that act as PGRs. But I would say that if you're inexperienced, it's a really good way to ruin a crop right off the top. And I personally, going out there, haven't seen the greatest results using them. And by ruin, I'm saying you could spray a plant and suddenly we're trying to get this plant, closer to ripening or to pack on bud size. Well, if my ratio is off, I might just foxtail it out, might blow that nug up, and might overdrive it in growth. Here's a good thing to remember. If we're going to talk about PGRs, 2,4-D, one of the most popular herbicides of all time, is a plant growth regulator that causes plants to grow itself to death. So it's a dangerous game. And personally, I don't think it's one that cannabis producers need to be playing right now. If you think that's what you need, I guess you've realized that you can't afford to put the money into your facility and acquire the genetics that you actually need to make your business successful.
That's what I was going to go with is maybe try and source some better genetics that you don't need to modify.
Awesome. You'll have to let us know, Marlon, if you have any follow-up questions with that. We got another question over on YouTube. The oil farmer's wife wants to know, what's the ideal height at the end of stretch?
What strain are we talking about?
Yeah.
How much height are you trying to get at the end of power?
How high are your lights off the bench? I'm going to put it right there. I'm going to say, depending on your light, about 12 to 18 inches below the light. But that range is a bunch. No, there's no ideal height for stretch. And that's why, we keep talking about a lot of these crop steering tools being something, just that, a tool that you as an operator need to know how to use. There is no, it's the old saying, there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. And while that's not 100% true, there are a lot of ways to do this, just like we talked, depending on your state by state place. If I have square footage, my strategy is going to be different than if it's plant count in a given building. There's a lot of aspects to look at, but again, they are tools, and we want to dial all of our actions to the strain. That's the whole point in driving, these really complicated, expensive growing facilities. If we didn't need that, we wouldn't. If all you needed was a hoop house out in the back to produce quality cannabis, everyone would be doing it. But it turns out it takes more input, and it doesn't have to be indoor necessarily. That, I don't want to offend our outdoor growers out there, but everyone knows it's a lot harder than just throwing some seeds on the ground and coming back in a few months.
Yeah.
And it's always going to be that way.
Yeah. And the reality is these are tools that you want to learn how to use. Our industry is obviously getting into a very wide genetic range, and what is popular for genetic, as far as shelved product goes, changes month to month. We can see massive swings in preferences on the consumer side of this. And so if you learn how to use those tools, it puts yourself in a much more competitive position for the future, because you're able to maybe run strains that have a big difference in them in different rooms, and optimize for each of those, that you have better purchasing power or better selling power to the shelving. Obviously, if you're just running everything that's middle of the line, there's less chance that you're going to have a wide consumer basis.
Yeah, and one thing I like to always remember is a lot of these tools were developed not necessarily just for cannabis. They came from industries where people were focused on a much smaller profit margin. So if we look at horticulture as a whole, more and more just knowing these types of skills is necessary to survive in the workplace and be, a competitive employee. It's just kind of the nature of our world becoming more efficient and utilizing technology to do all of our jobs a little better all the time.
It's about the bigger picture.
It's so true. It's so true. The oil farmer's wife wanted to say, thank you. Got it. Awesome answer. We did get a couple more questions in that time. Marlon wants to know, ETA on AROYA for the home and small facility growers. Anything in the works?
It is in the works. Absolute ETA, I'm not comfortable putting it out there at this point in the stage of the project.
Top secret, you guys. Sorry, you're going to have to check back.
Yeah.
I'll tell y'all, there's too many home growers out there. We're scared.
Can you imagine?
I'm one of them.
We don't want the launch to be kind of like, all the, like, what was it? Like the Bronco and all the new cars that come out, or like the Tesla truck, you sign up and years later, we're trying to avoid that kind of thing. Cause I think if we open that can of worms, our order list would be so long that we'd all just kind of quit and go do something else, because it's overwhelming.
Yeah. We want to dial it in and get it right. Get it right for y'all.
Awesome.
It's just it's kind of like the markets. We look at California, market oversaturated really fast. The growers could keep up with it. Places like maybe on the East Coast, they were much more limited, and people couldn't get product for a long time. Shelves were empty. Places would blow out every time that they got restocked. So yeah, we want to take more of like the Washington approach, where it's a fairly steady launch and release, and we can provide a great experience for anyone in that projectable timeline.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Marlon. And then Hoffman's Choice wants to know, do you have any general guidelines for sensor height in a grow medium? I'm running 2 gallon at the moment.
2 gallon, I think for sensor height, we're at 1 1/4 as well.
Exactly.
Or is that the 1 gallon?
It's 1 to 2 gallon.
1 to 2 gallon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Blocks and bags. And then when we go to like a 3 to 5, we'll scoot it up. And, probably one of the biggest keys there is use that tool so you're consistent. I mean, in realistically, I could scoot that sensor up or down and I'm going to get a different reading. But what I want is to compare the same reading between 2 plants. If I'm taking 2 different data points, I can't compare them. So, that sensor is going to give you a really accurate measurement. And remember that just a little bit up and down is not going to affect. So a really good definition, or a really good explanation the other day of the difference between precision and accuracy. But we want to be precise and accurate.
Yeah. Precision's how close are our readings to each other.
Exactly.
Accuracy is how close are those readings to the actual reading.
Right.
And one thing that if you want to check on how well you're doing with that installation, you can always run a manual water content test as well. I think a while ago, Ramsey did a video telling you how to, measure the weight of dry substrate, measure it at saturation, and have your sensor in that place. And does that weight match what the water content says from the sensor? So that's a great way if you are changing media types, get used to that. And you're welcome to modify those heights a little bit. We've tested them with quite a few medias, and that's why we do send out that installation template tools, just to kind of help the clients unify across the industry. The volume of influence is basically the amount of volume that sensor is taking a measurement for. And on the Teros 12, it's about 1 liter. And so, that 1 liter, we're trying to take a sample that represents as much of the substrate as possible.
Cool. Thank you so much to our YouTube folks. Keep those questions coming. We're going to move on to our Hangouts chat here. Johnny asks a couple questions. First one here. We would love to hear any irrigation strategies for tips on maximizing terpenes. That's there.
Yeah. So, when we approach crop steering, it's a balance between how much product and how quality of product. Yes, you can absolutely get both, but it takes the perfect crop steering to optimize both of those together at the same time. And so, irrigation strategies would be documenting how you crop steered for that run, what were the documented test results for terpene profiles on it, and start making one modification at a time for that strain specifically.
I've got a pretty direct one, honestly. If we're looking at maximizing terpenes and we still want to be crop steering, there's a really important thing to remember. A lot of people are coming out of, gray market, home and medical growing, having run an extremely generative steering strategy all the way through. Back in the days of using, say, a 5-gallon pot, I'm watering once a day, maybe once every other day. That's pushing that as generative as possible. So when we're looking at using crop steering to maximize terpenes, we got to look at, okay, how much do we want to bulk this out? And when are we willing to pull back from bulking into a generative steer? So and it's, again, going to be strain dependent. Some strains are going to do great running a vegetative steer right up till they have only 1 week of ripening, let's say, but some of them I've found kind of want to start pulling back that ripening at maybe 3 weeks in and start really focusing on that. And, just start to, like Jason said, document it, figure out how those, different irrigation strategies affected that. And then also look at your other variables. Once you've got everything down to a streamlined process where you're like, hey, this is what works for me. The only thing I'm changing is my settings on when I'm watering. Really document that, because it's going to, like I said, it's just really going to range on strains. And the one thing we do know is that generative stress is how we really bulk up not so much flower production, but reproductive production. So those, terpenes, cannabinoids, that's how we really mature those resin glands. And being patient, some plants, if it's a 10-week plant, it's a 10-week plant. You're never going to harvest it in 56 days and have the same quality, no matter what you do.
Awesome. I love that question. Okay. And then Johnny has a second question here. Is there an optimal number of plants per sensor?
Our recommendation is 1 sensor per 100 square foot of canopy. Basically what we're doing there is just trying to optimize the cost of installation and getting enough sensors in there for quality sampling. I did a growth behavior video. I think it's up on our YouTube. I think about a year ago now, and it's kind of just talking about the statistics of population, and that's why we go with that 1 per 100 square foot, just to minimize the costs up front to getting installed, but maximizing the reliability of that data, the chance that all of your crop is doing well. So obviously, if we're crop steering, we typically get a crop steer on. We want to do it on the average across all of those sensors. If we have a very wide average, we're going to see a very wide result. It's going to be quite a bit more varied. So also kind of one of the strategies when someone starts using AROYA is focus first on the consistency of your plants and then focus on your modulating your goals.
Yep, that's what I was going to touch on, Jason. I would say, show me a picture of your table and let's see how much variation we've got in your plants. If you've got if one plant harvests out at 900 grams wet and the one next to it's hitting 450 or 5, we got to work on that consistency before we can even really crop steer within that zone. Because if that's at that point, if we stick the most average plant, we can assume if we got 100 plants, 48 or above and 49 or below, right? Or 50, 48, 50,
52.
52, whatever. We're going to be slightly above and slightly below. The best we can hope for is an average. So we've got to make that average range, that standard deviation from what we want to be perfect, as small as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was stunned by the number of clients that I worked with, especially early on, that had been talking about their experience with much more expensive water content EC sensor that was available in the market before AROYA, and they would say, "Hey, the plant that I had the sensor in that one room, because they'd have like one sensor in a room, and they'd be like, that plant grew well, and the rest of the room didn't do well." So that was obviously a great way for them to learn about uniformity versus consistency.
Mm-hmm. And really, I always say it, horticulture is an art and a science, and you're not really an artiste so much as an artisan. You need to be able to produce quality work repeatably every time when we're talking about cloning, vegging. So yes, there's art, but that skill level is very, very important in maintaining consistency. The technology helps us increase that consistency, but if we're not willing to put in the work and have quality work at every stage, then the technology is not going to help you either. You've got to actually be able to act on it.
That's very well said. If I was a painter and I had really good paintbrushes sometimes and really poor paintbrushes sometimes, I might not always be as good as my skills. Or if I have different levels of clay, and I've been firing coffee mugs and pots and plant, then obviously some clay would crack.
Yeah. That's part of your art is making sure that if you're really approaching it with a passion, you're trying to do it at the best level you can at every stage of production. Mm-hmm. But we also got to make money, so we all end up making some little compromises here and there, and that's just farming.
Getting that balance in.
Yep.
That's just farming.
It's just farming.
Hey, at least we don't. Well, never mind. I was about to say something about diesel, but some people have to pay for that too in the cannabis industry. So,
all right, Mandy, I think we have a YouTube.
Yeah, we did have a couple more comments come over on YouTube. Hoffman's Choice wanted to say the tool has been great. Thanks, team. Awesome. Thank you so much. And then Casey wants to know, this is a fun one, what's the backstory on AROYA and Ramsey with our company? And they love the Solus.
Oh.
Sure. So if we go way back, I think Ramsey actually purchased one of the largest systems that we'd done at the time. Back when I was out doing research on getting the product out there. So we had some prototype equipment for AROYA, and Ramsey ended up being a big purchasing factor at the company he was working with, and did some awesome things with the product. And so after, I think his interest was really in applying some of the technology that he was learning about, and his background with crop steering and substrate information, just simple love for plant physiology, brought him to us. And so we connected up, and can only say, the best things about our relationship with Ramsey. Still works with us on our advisory board. I like just calling him up to talk with the guy and see how his tomatoes are doing, and his family and his kids. So, that's the backstory. Is we gained a ton of knowledge. I have to credit Ramsey with quite a bit about what I know when it comes to crop steering. Mm-hmm. And I miss him. We miss him, but we're happy to meet with him pretty regularly as an advisor for our products.
I know I'm dying to meet him. I haven't met him yet.
Yeah, same. But I learned so much through its videos.
All
and
the
you guys
time,
can
yeah.
find all those over on AROYA.io or on our YouTube channel. But yeah, that's the final question over on YouTube.
All right. Well, in these last few minutes, I think we'll go with Daniel's question last here. Daniel wants to know, when trying out cocoa in a room instead of slabs, which pot size or pot style and cocoa will give me dryback similar to slabs?
I just do some volume calculations. If we want to say, similar drybacks, we're probably going to look at, water content times volume itself. So if you were doing 4x4s on a slab, just add up the 4x4s and the slab divided by the number of plants that you have, times that by your water content, and then do the same thing for your cocoa bags. And I don't know exactly what it works out to off the top of my head.
For most people that aren't double stacked, either 1.5 or 2 gallon, it's strain dependent. And some of the people I find having the most success with cocoa, that if you looked at their charts, you might guess it was Rockwool. Typically, that's what they do. For their bigger strains, they've got a 2 gallon pot that they pick a brand. I try to be brand agnostic, but there are several brands out there that will hit, that 55 to 65% volumetric water content. That's really what you got to look for. Just make sure that matches up. If that's what you're trying to run is Rockwool like volumetric water content numbers, that's where you start, is making sure you can hit that same field capacity. And then, as Jason said, make sure you've got the appropriate volume. Now, when you go out in the world and actually try to translate that, there's so many options that you're going to get kind of close. And then we talk about, well, if the company is Canadian, a gallon's a little closer to 4 liters or more. And if they're in the US, it's 3.78. So just make sure you get all the information you can when you're trying to make those media choices, and make sure you're comparing apples to apples, and you always have plant size to pot volume as a reference.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you say that, because here in the States, we're always talking about some slabs being or some cubes being 6x6s or 4x4s. Most of the suppliers on these, especially traditional ones that we're used to, actually have those cut to a metric measurement. And so if you want to be exactly accurate, which you might as well be because it's just as easy, look up the size specs or measure them yourselves. A lot of these products were coming out of Europe. A lot of them right now come out of Canada, and they are using metric numbers, which aren't exactly at that 6x6 per se. Cool. It's what number in metric is close to 6x6. And as being Americans, we just say what's easy to say, what we're used to in size. So keep that in mind. It's not going to be a huge difference, but if you're timesing that by, 3 plants in a substrate, and you're trying to correlate that to another substrate that maybe did come from the US or was using slightly different measuring standards, then it can exaggerate. So might as well be accurate.
Here's something I like to bring up too. We use, in the way that we crop steer and calculate irrigation, we use SI units. We use milliliters and liters. So instead of converting from gallons to liters and then milliliters, guess what? You can just get all the specs from the manufacturer in milliliters. And like Jason said, it's just as easy to plug the right numbers into your equation as it is to plug close to right numbers into your equation. The information's out there. You just got to grab it.
Amazing. Mandy, any other final words from our YouTube friends?
I believe that's it. Verde Claro joined late. Sorry I'm late. I'm always late because I'm high. We get it.
We get it.
Yeah, it happens to us.
We will be later.
Yeah, thank everyone over
speak
there.
For myself.
That's the final question on my end.
Seth and Jason, first time doing this in person. I hope it wasn't too weird.
No, it's fun.
It was great for me. I loved it. I hope you all loved it. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Any final words before we sign off?
Yeah, keep coming back up here and we'll get you your own mic.
That's what I was going to say. We'll get you a mic.
Watch out.
We didn't bump heads. No, we did pretty good.
Watch out, folks. I might be an expert on crop steering very soon with my 2 little plants in the backyard. Rehydrating those. I was overwatering you guys. I realize that now. All right. On that note, everybody, thank you all for joining us for this week's AROYA Office Hours. We do this every Thursday, and the best way to get answers from the experts is to join us live. If you have any questions about AROYA, book a demo. Our experts will talk you through all the features and tell you how it can help be used to improve your cultivation production process. But as always, let us know if there's a topic you want covered in a future Office Hours session. Post it in the chat. Send us an email at support.aroya@metergroup.com, or drop us a DM over Instagram. We want to hear from you. We record every session. We'll email everybody in attendance a link to the video from today, and then it'll live on the AROYA YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, and share while you're there. And if this is useful, please do spread the word. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Thanks, guys.